Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's your East Tennessee weather update. Got to tell you, if you're a fan of banana pudding dessert, you've got to try the all-new banana pudding milk at Weigel's. Go bananas for flavor. It's delicious. It's just a wonderful creation. One of the many creations that Weigel's has put to the milk category. Love it. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24, it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Who on earth in East Tennessee would argue with that? It is better when it's with Tennessee cows. It's local, it's fresh, it's just all new banana pudding milk. Check it out. Go bananas for flavor. I think you'll love it. By the way, we've got a lot to talk about in terms of temperature, in terms of wind. In fact, we're starting off warm. How do you know? Because I can tell it's pretty warm. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. We're at 61 in Knoxville. Wait a minute, I thought the normal high was 56. It is. It's artificially warm thanks to those little red arrows swimming up from the south and west. So it may be 62 in Oak Ridge, it may be 58 in Wartburg, and 56 in Crossville. But we won't be there by the time we hit, Thursday morning? Thursday morning, we're back in the 20s. So it all balances out, right? It goes back and forth. That's the back and forth we're talking about. As we head to the end of February and into the early part of March, there's certainly going to be some back and forth. Temperature right now in Middlesboro, waking up at 62, 59 and 09. If you're on the call, let me know. I'd love to see you. I'm both on YouTube and Facebook this morning. Morristown, you're 57. Amazing. 54 in Sevierville and 51 in Newport. But I can tell you this. The temperatures may be part of the story, but it may be the rain and the wind that steals the show. In fact, some of the showers trying to move across parts of McMinnville and into maybe parts of northern Fentress County. Hasn't really rained much last night. This is about the beginning of it. And most of the thunderstorms are back to the west, and most of it will be headed up toward the Lexington area. So maybe just a few rumbles may be found today, but there's a lot of brown and gold colored counties on this map. Certainly that has to do with wind, and you would be correct. Our winds right now are maybe 5 to 15 in that category right now, but likely to pick up 15, 20, 25 sustained, and maybe even higher. I suspect between now and midday tomorrow, we could have gusts easily 40, 45, or 50 miles per hour. You didn't just say 50. Yeah, I didn't. I did. So 40, 45, 50, certainly on the table, not only today and tomorrow. So if this is your trash pickup today, make sure you kind of secure those cans, because I don't think your neighbors want to look at it. And then maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is your trash pickup day. You're going to have some gusty winds as well. We don't see a whole lot of gusts at this moment. It's still early. Smokies will be the exception. We're estimating there wind speeds over 40, 45 there in green, south of Sevierville in the mountains. But that might be just the tip of the iceberg about what's going to come down. Because, in fact, the high wind warning, as issued by the National Weather Service, was a watch, but now they made it a warning. It's confusing, I know. The watch means it's still far out in the distance, short term. But now that it's warning, it's imminent, it's happening, and so you got to take necessary precautions. That means power outages may be an issue when you got gusts of 70 miles per hour. That's just not me saying that. 70 miles an hour. Who would have thought? Yes, almost hurricane force gusts in the Smokies. Higher elevations. This is from our friends at the National Weather Service. And all of this information can be found on the free, did you say free? The free Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. You can get all the details about what I'm about to show you. So high wind warning is just the first element. 3 p.m. today is when that starts. Runs till 4 p.m. tomorrow. So those sustained winds will be southwest 30 to 40. These are the strongest winds of the on the playing field. Will be in the higher elevations. So gusts up to 70, maybe higher. Certainly a possibility. Now, you need a scorecard for this. That's why I urge you to download my free app. The free app. These are the wind advisories that all affect. So we have the Smokies are technically under wind advisory now, but at 3 o'clock, they go into a high wind warning. Does that make sense? No, doesn't make sense, does it? Wind advisory now for the Smokies, but at 3 o'clock, they're going to upgrade it to a high wind warning, Smokies. But in the meantime, gusts could be up to 55 for the Smokies. Now, if you go back to Anderson County, wind speeds could gust to 45. They exclude Knox County. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. It's like, why is the Weather Service doing this? I can't answer for them no more than they answer for me, right? Or you can't answer why your neighbor doesn't mow his lawn as frequently as he or she should. You know, it's that kind of thing. I'm just parroting what they have in effect. They don't have Knox County. There's no wind advisory for Knox County. You tell me in Knox County it's not a windy day of 40, 45 today, because I think it will be. And maybe they change their mind, and that's okay. They're allowed to make those decisions. Again, from the National Weather Service in Nashville, they govern Fentress and Cumberland County. That starts at noontime today, Central Time. It's really 1 o'clock our time, and runs till 6 o'clock Central Wednesday. And those speeds, Crossville, Jamestown, could be around 40. But if you're in Anderson County, I'm just reading to you how it's to be interpreted. This starts at 1 o'clock today. If you're in Anderson County, Oak Ridge, all the way up to La Follette, Oneida, because those counties are governed by NWS Morristown, where our plateau counties, Fentress and Cumberland County, for example, are governed by the National Weather Service in Nashville. Are you keeping track of it all? You need a scorecard. That's why I say you got to download the free Captain Accurate Weather app. By the way, have you tried the all-new banana pudding milk? Oh, it's yummy. So yummy. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, let me know. I see Steve Stone. He's got his happy face. Good morning, Michael Hawk. Good morning, cloudy and cold-ish here in Morristown. Cold-ish. Boy, I was going to say, I would think it was just the opposite in Morristown. Pretty warm, or maybe he's being facetious. He might be pulling my leg. Hallie Gibson. She says, good morning. She's one of my premium members. Good to see you here, Callie. Good morning to you. Fred says, good morning, 61 Maryville. And he's getting some Weigel's coffee. I love it. Thank you very much, Fred. And I know Weigel's appreciates that, too. So grab some coffee. Why not? They got coffee. They got regular milk, chocolate milk. That's a crowd favorite, as well as maybe a cool drink. Oh, by the way, I got to tell you this. Did I tell you? We hit 73 degrees yesterday. Now, who else would tell you this? Oh, I heard it everywhere. Everybody was talking 73. But did they tell you it was the warmest day since November 17th? November 7th? No, nobody told me that. That means yesterday was not only the warmest day of the year, but you got to go all the way back to November 17th of 2023. That was before Thanksgiving when we hit 74. So that was 74. Yesterday was 73. Oh, I like that context, Captain Accurate. Keep it coming. Okay, so anyway, we hit 44 was the starting point yesterday. Normal high, 56. Normal low, 36. The record high today is 77 from 1996. Yesterday, the record high was 83, kind of out of reach. It was 10 degrees shy of the record. But today, I think we got a shot around 70, so we might be within 7 degrees of the record high from 1996. So just put that in context for you. Just real easy. We've got warm weather now, but it's going to come tumbling down come tomorrow afternoon and certainly by Thursday morning when we are back in the upper 20s. Oh, no, you didn't just say upper 20s. Yeah, I did. I'm telling you what, you think there's any consistency, think again. By the way, tracking some clouds and some radar, you can see a lot of the clouds have rolled in, and now we're beginning to see that moisture in the form of thunderstorms and showers coming into parts of Middle Tennessee and up to Kentucky. That's where things are at the moment. We can close in, maybe a little bit tighter, take away the clouds for a second, just see some of the radar you could see over the last hour or so, most of it moving through Bowling Green, moving away from Columbia, Tennessee, and drifting in this direction. So I don't think the rain will be the biggest story today. Clearly, there's a lot of lightning strikes here. Wind advisories in effect. A lot of wind concerns in Brown all the way across the deep south. There's still some snow I see in North Dakota, and I see some snow in Minnesota, some up across parts of northern Maine, and a lot of those red areas. What does that refer to? I think that's not easily understood, but it's fire weather warnings. They're concerned about dryness, low relative humidity, and any fires that someone might burn would get out of control. So there's some concern there with all the winds that are going on across much of the country. Tracking the clouds, we've got those. The thicker clouds are in yellow. Those are the colder cloud tops. Even the blue ones are pretty thick, so we will have a pretty gray day for most of today. There could be some hazy sun. Visibility not an issue this morning. We'll go ahead and check that box. But boy, you look at these temperatures again, 61 to start the morning. Something's not right. Well, it's artificially right. Some who are on Team Spring are like, yay, I like degrees in the 60s to start the morning. Maybe that's where you are. And if you are, this is your kind of day, because the winds haven't even reached their fever pitch yet today. Once we get past 10 a.m. this morning and right through the afternoon, there's going to be some opportunities for some strong winds. We could have our peak wind gusts today between 2 and 5. 2 and 5 p.m. today, they could be gusting easily 40 to 45. So please batten down the hatches, and we'll keep an eye on the power concerns, especially in the Smokies, where power might go out. Sunrise, sunset today, 7:09. Days are getting longer. That's very bullish for Team Spring. So it goes down now it's before 6:30. So 6:29 is when the sun will be setting tonight. And probably won't see a whole lot of that given the cloud cover that we will see. Now, bus stop forecast. Kids are going off to school. They're wearing shorts. They're like, I'm not taking a jacket, Mom. We've had that discussion in the Aldrich household many a time. But anyway, low 60s by the time we hit noontime. should be in the upper 60s. 2 o'clock, upper 60s. I think we'll be around 70. If we exceeded 70, it wouldn't surprise me. We exceeded my expectations yesterday. I was expecting upper 60s. We hit 73. And with that wind, that can transport enough warmth that we could be easily in the low 70s, like what I expect for Tellico Plains. What I expect for Newport, Cosby, Parrotsville would be low 70s. Some of that could spread northward, and some of you might be, wow, I'm delightfully surprised. Yeah, how warm it is. But hold the phone, hold the phone. I thought you said it was going to be cold. Where on earth is the cold air? Now I see it. Oh, it's jumping off the map here, isn't it? I'll tell you what, when you got Billings at 9, Bismarck at 7, there's a sign that winter just won't go away. Not this time of year anyway. It's hard to get rid of it in March. Sometimes it's easy to get rid of it, but not everywhere. Some areas are like 4. Let's see here. Let's pop over here. We got -2. -1. Those are the actual temperatures. That's not wind chill. That's some pretty cold air, my friend. And some of that, in modified form, will drop down here while we're in the upper 20s come, say, Thursday morning. Headlines, gusty showers today. More wind and showers tonight. And the winds tonight could easily be 15 to 30. That's sustained, gusting 45, maybe trending to 50 before tomorrow midday. I think that's certainly on the table. Make sure you know that, and make sure if it is your trash pickup day that you make sure all those cans are fastened, because I don't think, again, you want the lids to fly away and go down the street. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the all-new banana pudding milk, banana pudding. I can't resist the dessert. Some of you may not be able to resist the milk. It is delicious from Weigel's. Go bananas for flavor, the all-new banana pudding milk. And if it's just better when it's fresh, better when it's farm to store in 24, it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Pick up the all-new banana pudding milk. It is only here for a limited time. And much like all the other delicious creations that they come up with at Weigel's, this one may be around for a little while, and then it could suddenly disappear. So if you like it, maybe it's time to grab a second bottle and tell them Captain Accurate sent you. I think they would appreciate that, as I would. So if you're there, make sure if you pick up bottles a day while you're filling up your tank and getting all your supplies. By the way, showers and windy on Wednesday. That will continue. We're expecting an early high in the low 70s tomorrow. Now, I posted this last night. I think it's worth noting here at 6:52. That we have had 8.5 inches of snow so far, and you knew I'd have to add those 2 words so far, because some of you have been hearing information that, like, we're done, there's no more winter. That may be true, but if I'm right, and there's more snow yet to come, that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? There could be more, potentially. Maybe not as much. We'll have to wait and see. That's one of the beautiful things about weather, is it's always very, very interesting. It can have some curveballs thrown at you. But 1.6 was all we got last winter. That came in the day after Christmas in 2022, which I want to remind some folks, back in December, like 2 months ago, some of you wrote, and I could go back on my Facebook page. You know what? That's an idea. Maybe I'll capture some of the comments. The comments were right after Christmas. There's no winter. And then we had mid-January, right? That's kind of where we are now. People are like, there's no winter. Winter's done. I'm getting the same kind of comments I got in December, but then we had mid-January, right? We had 8.5 inches. Suddenly, like, where did that come from? And we have actually had now 5.3 times more snow this winter than we had last winter, just to put in context. And if you take what's normal over the last 30 years is 4.6. 4.6 is a normal winter. We've had nearly 2 times the normal winter with more snow. 1.85 to be precise this winter versus normal. So just to recap, I think some people are may be encouraged to see the fact that winter hasn't been a dud this year. It has come and gone in stages, like I suspect it could have. And that's maybe winter, the winter tease that was February might come back and haunt us a little bit in March, because we still have March. Yes, March. Still have March to work with. And if you need evidence of this, take a look at this. I think you're going to love this. See these blue paint bombs? If winter were truly over, why on earth is Mexico getting snow? I don't know why that is. I mean, are you sure that was Mexico snow? Yeah, I think so. Yep. I see snow in Mexico. If winter is truly over, that's a rhetorical question, by the way. How on earth is Mexico expecting snow if we are done with winter? And the answer is, I don't think we are. I think there's still a lot more winter yet to play out, and we haven't even reached the month of March just yet. If you need some evidence of this cold spell, watch how we flip the coin. Boom. By midday tomorrow, the temperatures are dropping like a rock, and you wake up tomorrow on Thursday morning in the upper 20s. So the very cold air in purple comes and goes, it comes in stages, and it swings back around to Calgary, working its way right back to Knoxville by the 5th of March and maybe beyond. Wouldn't it be interesting if it's colder in March than it is in February? Wouldn't it be interesting if it's snowier in March than it was in February? Because that's the 9th of March. That, my friend, is Knox County spring break. You mean it could be cold? I can't even begin to tell you how much forewarning I've been giving my premium members on a possible cold Knox County spring break. If you think you're going to be wearing flip-flops and shorts in that kind of cold air, think again. And if you're going hiking in the Smokies over Knox County spring break, you might want to bring in some heavier gear, maybe a heavier coat. Something to think about, because they've had some snow in the Smokies the last couple of weekends while we have been enjoying snow-free weather. But they've been getting it the last couple of weekends in the Smokies. By the way, I'm going to check in with you real quick. If you have a comment, love to say hi to you. I see Lana Johnson, good morning from Kodak. She's got her 2 cups of Weigel's coffee, I love it, and her American flag. Thank you, Lana. Thank you for being here. Alice says good morning. Melissa Sills, one of my premium members, says good morning, David. Hope everyone has a great day. And Pauline, also one of my members there, says good morning. Air conditioning is already on this morning, she said. East Maryville, probably switching back to heat tonight. I don't know if you'll need that, because tonight will be still near 60. Another warm night tonight. It's tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, that's when I think the heat will naturally come back on. That's my suspicion. By the way, it's 6:56. My goal is to be done here in about 4 minutes or less. Temperature right now is 61 degrees. Unreal, right? We have no wind gusts. Well, how do you know? Because it doesn't have a number there at the bottom. That's the wind gust. It doesn't have one yet, but it will today. I think 40 to 45, certainly within reason. Maybe approaching 50 before midday tomorrow on Wednesday. Here's my valley planner. With temperatures skyrocketing through the 60s, we should be around 70, maybe higher, just like we were yesterday. We were 3 degrees above 70 yesterday, but the average high has pretty much been matched right now. We're in the mid-50s or low 60s. We're at 56 is the average high for this time of year. Clouds and gusty winds, warm air, and gusty showers. Now, I do bring an 80% chance of rain tomorrow. Some of the showers that are coming in now might come in with a whimper, and maybe pretty transient, come in, go, a passing shower, no big deal. It's interesting to see these colors. The yellow area would be the scattered severe storms from our friends at the Storm Prediction Center. All that concern is northward. So if you're going to Louisville, you're going to Indianapolis, you're going to St. Louis, you're going to Columbus, Detroit, or Chicago, flying into O'Hare, those areas might have some nasty storms today. So it almost looks like a sign of spring where you've got severe weather breaking out in places like Cincinnati and maybe even Lexington. Now tonight, then we'll find maybe some rumbles of thunder too, but most of the thunder puts it north of Jamestown, north of Jellicoe in southeast Kentucky. Now tomorrow doesn't come here. It migrates toward Huntington, Charleston, West Virginia, and Ashland, Kentucky. Those are the areas where we get some isolated severe storms on Wednesday from our friends at the Storm Prediction Center. That's who designs or colors these maps for us. Where we have some light green general thunderstorms on Thursday would put it down toward Houston and New Orleans, but nothing going on for much of the country. Things calm down on Thursday. Now here's where the rain puts it at 6:45. Now I don't know if it's like that right now, so it tells you the model might be a little off because it's 6:58. I don't see kind of rain going on in Knoxville like that, not yet, but some of those showers will come in and move out. There's midday. I only left a 40% chance because I don't think there will be that big of a deal. The winds will be the factor. And then as we head toward tonight, there'll be more rain developing. But then the colder air, and maybe just ending as a few flakes. I mean, can you imagine that? Look at the change over here. This is going on pink in the plateau at noontime. Somebody can say, I'm getting sleet. Did you forecast that? Kind of. I put a little snowflake. My premium members understand it. We're going to be changing from rain to snow. And sometimes sleet is that transitional phase. And there could be a little bit of a mix. I mean, look at that. They're already changing over in Lee County, Virginia, and Harlan County, Kentucky by 1:45 tomorrow. And the Smokies might start seeing some snow tomorrow. You mean on like the 28th of February? Yeah, it's kind of like a nothing burger for us. But boys, that change over in the mountains of West Virginia, pretty good. Pretty well. In fact, there'll be some good wet snow for places like Clingman's Dome, Chimney Tops, Thunderhead, everybody in the Smoky. I mean, look at the blue there. That's 5 o'clock. It's going to be snowing pretty heavily in this higher elevations by this time, well, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, when the winds are slowly beginning to subside on Thursday. They will slow down, but not likely till late in the day on Wednesday. Noontime on Thursday, we got high clouds on the increase, and then more rain developing on Friday. That's the way things are shaping up and setting up, with the heavier rains coming in, I think, later on Friday, maybe not quickly as that is depicted. But I will anticipate some rain today. Temperatures by midday around 66. By 3:30, many of us are approaching 70, maybe above 70, which is somewhat nice. Got some rain showers in around 9 o'clock tonight, scattered as they may be. And as you head into tonight, we'll look for lows around 60. That's pretty balmy. If you were around 60 this morning, expect to be around 60 again tomorrow morning. Not much change there. But then I think the changeover will be more apparent in the Smokies, where you get a little bit of snow and more clearing taking place Wednesday night and into Thursday. So here's our forecast tonight. Up to 70, clouds, plenty of those. Gusty winds, that's the big story. And then you'll find warm air with some showers, about a 40% chance, and winds gusting 40 to 45 on average. As we populate, I think we're populating. It's like watching the roulette wheel, I guess. But now they popped it. Now, if you're traveling today, now that is not a misprint. Nashville, 77. Are you kidding me? 80 in Paducah. You go, man, they're 10 degrees warmer than we will be. That's exactly right. While Charlotte, 64. And if you're headed to Atlanta, 77. So a lot more warmth will be found out west, and that's also why they may be more prone to severe weather today. 68 in Oak Ridge, 69 in Morristown, looking for a high in the lower 70s for Tellico Plains, Madisonville, and Newport. Tonight we're down to 60, as it's now 7:01. Showers, some rumbles, gusts around 45. The winds are not going to subside tonight. They may only increase. So if you're a light sleeper, if you hear the window pane rattling when the winds are blowing, this will not be a good night to sleep. That's my suspect. I mean, if you sleep like a log, no problem. But if you're a light sleeper, you know what I'm talking about. Some of you might not like the wind that's going on tonight with the showers that are on the move. Tonight, we're down to 59 in Oak Ridge. I'm expecting 49 for Crossville, 59 for Morristown, 59 for Sevierville. Those are my expectations for tonight. Here is your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. 71 on Wednesday. We got a high of 51 on Thursday. Yeah, a 20-degree drop. Yeah, but look at the 28 that's jumping off at the page at the bottom. So a 60-degree morning tomorrow morning to a 28-degree morning on Thursday. Big change obviously coming into play. I think the bulk of the rain for Friday, March 1st, comes in on the second half of the afternoon, if not night. That's why I put a 60% chance of rain Friday night, but I think it dries out to just a 20% on Saturday and Sunday. But Sunday, back in the 70s. And you might think, oh, life is all good. But again, wait for the next shoe to drop, because there's still some possibility for more winter weather going into the month of March and right into Knox County spring break, which I guess technically starts on the 9th, which is a Saturday, goes all the way to St. Patrick's Day. So you've got a very nice stretch of time that things could get very interesting in terms of the weather. If you're on the call, I just want to say good morning to you. Rick Diamond says, good morning from Granger County, from Rutledge. Good to see Rick Diamond here. Pauline, Diane's talking about Pauline. Mitzi says, good morning from Morristown. And Linda Rice says, good morning. Good morning, Linda. Glad to have you here as well. By the way, if you haven't checked out the all-new banana pudding milk, go bananas for flavor. It's delicious. Oh, it's so good. And if you haven't tried it, you definitely owe it to yourself while it's still here, because they don't last forever. It's only around for a limited time. Just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Got to love the all-new banana pudding milk. Love it. Hopefully you'll pick up a bottle today and tell them Captain Accurate sent you. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you next time. Take care.